Hello, and welcome to another BTFO. This being the last brief thoughts for others of 2025. And so it should be fitting that we're going to be covering a 2026 movie today. That being We Bury the Dead, starring Daisy Ridley, and what's his name? Brenton Thwaites? I don't know. He played Robin on Titans, the main character Jonas in The Giver. And I will say right off the bat, just acting wise, they both do an alright job. Like Daisy Ridley has some moments where like she pretty convincingly pulls off more heavier emotions, I guess. But I will say that it's a little jarring because Brenton, for the most part, I've seen him just do American accents, and he is Australian, but it really feels like he's playing up the Australian accent for this movie. And like it is set in Australia. So it's like, I don't know, it is a little weird. Just like, I don't know, it could just be that I'm so used to him with an American accent, but it just felt a little played up. That and Daisy Ridley has an American accent in this film, and I don't know, it could have something to do with the fact that like you don't really find out that she's supposed to be an American until like the end of the first act, pretty much. Which I don't know, is a little bizarre. Like you don't even find out her character's name until like 40 minutes into the movie. But I will say it's a little weird for me because like she pulled off a really convincing American accent in The Marsh King's Daughter, and I don't know if she just took more time with that one than this, or like what happened, but her American accent is a lot less convincing in this one. Like it kind of shifts into British a lot. It's like, oh, maybe it's just the fact that she's around so many Australian people, and that's like fairly close to a like generic British accent, so it kind of brings that out from her American accent. Maybe, like, I'm not sure, but I will just say that the accents were a little weird in this film. But moving to the actual story, yeah, this is We Have 28 Days Later at Home. Like, that's, unfortunately, that is pretty much in totality the plot, with a little bit of 28 years later thrown in for some reason. But, like, basically there's this, they say it's an American weapon, like an American military weapon that goes off, and it, goes off the coast of Tasmania, and basically it sends out an EMP that just fries all living things' brains, and so every living thing just kind of died with the shockwave. And so they're like, they've sent out recruits for people to go identify and like bury the dead, essentially. However, some of them do come back online, as they say. Like, they come back to life, but they're more or less vegetables. Like, they don't really have any motor function, so we think. Which I will say is one of the elements that I thought was really lame, because we see a couple of the zombies and like they do just basically stand still. Like, you know, they'll maybe move a little bit, but like they just basically stand still And then Ava has like a dream sequence where one of them like jumps out and starts running and attacks her. And we learn later in the movie that, oh, actually, like, the zombies, the longer they're awake, the more like violent and aggressive they get. And it's like, oh, man, that could have been a really cool reveal to do later. Like, you know, like that would have been really cool if they were like, oh, you know, if they got kind of used to the idea that like, oh, they're like, you know, docile, you know, we're just gonna be real casual around them, and then one of them just starts like beating them up or like throwing shit, and they're like, whoa, 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 like, that's not supposed to happen. You know, that could have been cool, but for some reason we don't do that. And it's like, oh, that's really lame, man. Like, you know, I think you could have done that better. And that kind of describes most of the movie, because a lot of it is like, oh yeah, that's a neat idea. Are you gonna do anything with it? And it's like, no, not really. And like, because basically Ava, Daisy Ridley, she's there to try and find her husband, because they had a fight, and he went on a business trip to a resort down in Tasmania, and then like that the event happened, and so she's going down there to try and find him, and to like try and have closure for herself. And so Clay, her partner, because they team up in like teams of 2 to extract the dead from like homes and stuff, and so he decides, fuck it, I'll help you, like, and they just leave, which, I don't know, it's one of the elements where they frame it as like, oh yeah, they're sneaking away from like the military, and it's like, I don't know that, you know, like, I don't know that the military really would care all that much, like, you know, because it's an island, right? So it's like, okay, you know, like, they never present it as though like the zombies can infect you, right? Because it's all like an EMP thing. So it's not a matter of like, oh, we need to contain the virus. It's like, no, there is no virus. Like, it's just, there is a set amount of zombies and that's it. And it's like, oh, okay. So yeah, I'm not really sure why the military would even try to stop them. Like, just mainly for their own safety, I guess. But it does seem a little weird that they like feel the need to be like, okay, they have to sneak out of the base camp and like go down to the restricted zone. And it's like, there's not really a reason why it's the restricted zone, like, you know, and they are pretty much just free to do that, which, I don't know, it does beg the question, like, if they're not free to do that, then what is their plan? Like, you know, because it's like, yeah, obviously she wants to find her husband and stuff, but like, what's their plan for, you know, getting back? Like, oh, great, you find your husband, you get your closure, then what? Like, do you just tell the military you got lost? Like, you know, and it's like, the film never really addresses that, because that's beyond the scope of this movie. And like, it's kind of lame, because they run off, and then they run into Riley, who's this like military man who, I guess his family, like, or his wife's family lived down there. So like, he got on one of the first choppers down there, and then basically secured their farm or whatever, and then started tying up a bunch of the like awake zombies to try and figure out like how long they're awake for and stuff. And so it's like, oh yeah, he's the military guy from 28 Days Later, but worse, because he doesn't have a squad, and so instead he tries to like be like, oh, Daisy Ridley, like, dress up like my wife so that I can, like, have a dance with you. And it's like, oh, yeah, because we don't have the balls to, like, have rape in our movie. Like, like 28 days later, the movie that we're ripping off. Like, we wouldn't go that far. It's like, it's fucking lame. And like, I hate that it kind of portrays like him keeping all the zombies chained up in a shed and like trying to learn from them. It tries to frame that as like, whoa, isn't this dude super scary? And it's like, well, I mean, you probably would want to like learn information about this, right? Especially if you think that there's a chance that like Daisy Ridley throughout the whole film, like Ava thinks that she can get her husband back because she thinks that like, oh, maybe if they come back online, there's a chance to like bring them fully back. And it's like, oh, so I'm confused. What's the difference between these two? It's like, he's a bit handsy. And it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty lame, but alright. So she ends up killing him and getting away, and they find her husband, and he's dead. But oh no, he was cheating on someone. Which I will say, there was a fucking old lady in my theater that was like, oh, well, if he wasn't dead, she should kill him. And everyone in the theater, like, there were at least 3 people that I was proud of that were like, shh. Because it's like, yeah, bitch, like, no one wants to hear your thoughts, okay? Like, keep that to yourself. You don't need to tell the whole theater what you think. And then it got really awkward for her, because Daisy Ridley's character goes, yeah, well, I actually cheated on him like a few weeks before he took this trip. So it's like, oh yeah, I wonder why he was unfaithful. Could it be that his wife was a fucking slut? But yeah. But I don't know. The film just it kind of struggles to come to an end. And then decides that, like, oh yeah, remember Military Man and how his wife was pregnant before, like, she became a dead zombie? Well, now she's gonna have the baby. And Daisy Ridley, like, oh, she really wanted a baby. And so now she's gonna save the zombie baby. But it looks like everything's alright with it. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, the end. That's where we end the film. And it's like, really? Like, I don't know, I feel like the military might have something to say about a zombie baby. Like, like they might be like, yeah, so we're gonna like quarantine that shit. Like, like, we don't know, like, like if the EMP fucking killed off its brain cells and now it's like back, like, we don't know what that could mean, honestly. Like, we need to like do tests and stuff. But so yeah, I would not recommend We Bury the Dead. It's got interesting ideas for sure, but most of them are just ideas from 28 Days Later done poorly. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, so, instead of watching this, you could just watch 28 Days Later. But yeah, that's pretty much my brief thoughts on We Bury the Dead. So I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching 2025's BTFOs. Bye bye.